So, you've burned through hundreds of books, YouTube videos, and podcasts searching for answers to your dating woes. Still don't get girls? Look no further. Science and psychology have the answers. Millions of scholars over the past 100 years have devoted their time and energy to understanding how male and female attraction works. Using the powers of psychology, biology, and science, we'll be breaking down simple but effective strategies guaranteed to get you results. Lesson 1. The Principle of Scarcity. In his best-selling book, The Psychology of Persuasion, world-famous psychologist Robert Cialdini proposed that opportunities seem more valuable to us when their availability is limited. This principle is in effect every time Nike drops a pair of limited edition sneakers or millionaires bid on 200-year-old art pieces. It's also the reason why most girls go for emotionally unavailable guys who see multiple girls at the same time. Their attention and resources are scarce and limited, as opposed to nice, sensitive guys who simp for any girl that shows them the slightest attention. We're not saying you should be a jerk who plays the field. We recommend coming on a lot less strong and approaching interactions with girls with the good doctor's quote in mind. How does this translate to real life? Let's say you're at a cafe and you see a girl you like. Walk up to her and open with a compliment or a comment about something you're genuinely curious about. If it unfolds into a conversation, go with it, but keep it short. If it doesn't, leave without collecting her number, Instagram handle, or other means to connect with her. If you've left a good enough impression, you'll tap into the scarcity principle, coming across as a great opportunity that will be lost if she doesn't act on it. Lesson 2. Gain-loss theory of attraction. The gain-loss principle of attraction explains further why simping for a girl might hurt your chances instead of improving them. The theory was developed by psychologists Elliot Aronson and Darwin E. Linder. It states that people's likes and dislikes of a person are strongly affected by the degree to which they believe they've up or down in that person's estimation of them. The theory suggests that human attraction is influenced more by the other person's thoughts than by pure attraction alone. And scientists put this to the test in a study carried out in 2016 with 70 female undergraduates. They had the girls conduct an interview with an evaluator, and afterwards they accidentally heard what the evaluator had to say about them. Their opinions took one of 4 formats: all positive, all negative, negative to positive, and positive to negative. When the girls were asked about their opinion of the evaluator, the ones who got positive evaluations responded well, but there was an even greater response from girls with negative to positive evaluations. In plain words, the findings show that the person you're pursuing will likely find you more attractive if you give them a chance to overcome an initial bad impression and win you over. Approach using this strategy carefully. Nobody wants to know they were won over with strategies from a psychology study. You might also find it difficult to show the girl you're talking to that you've won her over after the rough start. Dating or a relationship is a non-starter if she thinks you hate her, which neatly brings us over to our next point. Lesson 3. Proximity. Our first strategy talked about making yourself scarce, but that should not extend to physical proximity. You should pay girls limited attention, yes, but you have to be physically present during the time that you spend with them. During an MIT study on friendship formation, researchers asked nearly 300 students in a dorm to list their friends, and they found that there was a 41% chance that their closest friends lived a dorm down. Those odds reduced drastically the more distance existed between them. All of this is to say that you need to live close to the girl you're interested in and see her frequently enough to develop a rapport and relationship between you. Something as simple as visiting the same coffee shop she does or walking the same path she does to class every day can help you artificially establish consistent interaction with her. It can be tempting to get more and more FaceTime with her by looking into her class schedule or friends, but resist the temptation. There's a fine line between bumping into her occasionally and stalking her. Don't cross it. Let's say you've kept it cool, made a good impression, and see her around campus several times a day. How do you make the jump from a total stranger to somebody she might like? Lesson 4. The Ben Franklin Effect. The Ben Franklin Effect is a fascinating psychological phenomenon that originated from an anecdote from the founding father himself. It's believed that Ben won over a rival legislator by asking a rival legislator a favor. Because the man couldn't bear to do favors for somebody he disliked, he softened up to Ben. The Ben Franklin effect has been put to the test over and over again through the years by researchers, and it's consistently worked in all areas of life, even in relationships. Ironically, it does not make you an imposition. Rather, it presents a total stranger or somebody you're at odds with a chance to bond with you over a shared experience. Start off small with the girl you're talking to by asking for the time or a pencil, and escalate to help with a project or assignment. Of course, all of this great advice will go to waste if you can't get past the first and simplest hurdle. Stupid little stuff like these actually work and make you more attractive as a human. But nothing said so far in this video matters at all if you ignore this next, possibly most important truth. Lesson 5. Presentation is everything. The Discord mod effect. In 1997, a study by Morian and Blum came to interesting conclusions about general attractiveness among the genders. They surveyed 117 different male and female college students, showing them pictures of the opposite gender and asking them to rate their attractiveness and emotional response using a questionnaire. Shockingly, the biggest marker of attraction was not any genetic trait like bone structure or height, it was presentational. People with good grooming, posture, basic style, healthy body weight, and outward happiness ranked higher than their contemporaries who lacked all those basic features. Without putting too fine a point on it, you can radically improve your chances with the opposite sex if you exercise regularly, have basic hygiene, groom yourself, and dress well enough. It won't matter if you two have great conversations online. She won't want to have dinner with you if you look like a Discord mod. Sometimes, even when you do everything right, it might come down to genetic compatibility and her nose. Lesson 6. Pheromones. There's an underlying theory that neurobiology, chiefly pheromones, plays a huge part in sexual compatibility and attractiveness. In animals, pheromones play a huge component in mate selection and courtship. These neurochemicals can stimulate sexual arousal, desire, hormone levels, and even fertility, and they're typically detected through sweat, saliva, and urine. The compatibility conversation comes in when we discuss MHC, or Major Histocompatibility Complex. They are an important genetic component in the immune system, and animals like birds and fish consistently prefer to mate with a different MHC for immune benefits. Biologically, it makes sense. It's only natural to seek partners with different immune makeup to increase the chances of your children surviving. Carried over to humans, we behave the same way. A study in 1995 showed that women preferred men with MHC dissimilar to their own than men with similar MHC. Biologically speaking, sometimes a relationship with a girl is not in the cards for you. The second and possibly most important component to attraction is another biological vibe check that can make or break a relationship. Lesson 7. The first kiss. The first kiss is a complex tactile and biological activity and an important vetting ritual for most girls. Attraction is not concrete until you've shared your first instance of intimacy. And if you want things to go smoothly, you have to stack every odd in your favor, which mostly constitutes having decent oral hygiene and not mauling her when you touch lips. If everything goes well, your nervous system will pump norepinephrine, activating the body's fight-or-flight response, causing your heart rate to spike and your pupils to dilate. That's what people in the dating business call sparks. And if you both feel it, then you're in. Don't sweat it if it ends up a wet and awkward affair. You already have the tools you need to succeed. Remember to make yourself scarce, make a lasting impression, exchange favors, and present yourself well. Don't get bogged down by variables you cannot control, like pheromones. Remember that dating is a number game. The only way you lose is if you don't play. If you love these lessons on attraction, you'll love our deep dive on Glow Up for Men. In the video, we show you how you can reach your peak mental and physical attractiveness potential.